Welcome to Gentle Restorative Yoga Blend. Today I'm going to be using a chair, but you don't have to. I'm just going to have some options for using a chair. One of the poses we'll do will be legs up the chair, which you could also do as legs up the wall. If you have a wall you can scoot up against for that pose. You can also do it just on the floor as constructive rest or as a more active version of legs up the wall. I'll show you all that later, but just the chair is an option. Um, Today I wanted to talk a little bit about the idea of giving yourself permission to take the time to spend in your yoga. I think sometimes people feel like, uh, especially this class, I'm just not doing anything. And certainly nothing against being productive, but there's different ways to be productive. And we don't have to be physically productive all the time. Sometimes we can just sort of be mentally productive by finding some rest and some calm and some peace. So I'm going to encourage you to pause and consciously give yourself permission to take the time to take care of yourself, to calm your mind, and to find some peace, especially moving into the holiday season. It's a different kind of holiday season this year, so I don't know if you're busier than usual or less busy or just stressed or not stressed, but whatever you are, you'll find that the yoga is very calming and relaxing. So I'm going to start seated on the chair. You can also be seated on the floor in Sukhasana, easy seated pose. You can use blankets, cushions, whatever you want. Get your hips up off the floor. And I'm using the chair today. You can always use the chair. You can always adapt the poses to the chair, whatever's comfortable for you. Not everybody wants to get down on the floor all the time. That's understandable. So we'll have some options today. So I'm going to sit on the chair to start. Wherever you're sitting, let's just rest our hands on our thighs, palms up or palms down, and take a moment just to close our eyes. Let's bring our awareness into the body. Are we sitting up tall? Is our spine stacked? Are we lifting the sternum? Perhaps we'd like to roll our shoulders up, shrug them back and down, pressing the crown of our head up toward the ceiling. In a nice, tall, easy posture. Now bringing awareness to the breath. Just observing first the inhales and the exhales. Let's practice our centering breath today. We'll take 2 normal breaths. Let's breathe in and out through the nose. And then a really deep breath. And repeat 2 normal breaths. And then a deep breath. And just follow that pattern for a couple of cycles of centering breath. As you finished your next cycle of centering breath, just go back to normal breath. Let's take a deep inhale through the nose and sigh out through the mouth, releasing any tension. Ah. And now sealing our lips. We'll practice breathing in and out through the nose with our Ujjayi breath. This is the ocean breath. Just make the breath audible to yourself by lightly constricting the back of your throat. We can open our eyes. If you're seated, would like to switch the cross of your legs, you can have that option. Extend our arms out and down. Keep the shoulders rolled back and the chest open. Let's inhale, sweeping the arms up. Exhale, pressing down. Inhale, lift and press and lift and press. Right arm only. Inhale up. Exhale over. Inhale up. Exhale down. Left arm only. Inhale up. Exhale over. Inhale up. Exhale down. Right arm. Left arm. One more round. Right arm. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Left arm. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Let's inhale the right arm out to the side and exhale across the body. Inhale to open. Exhale back down. Let's inhale the left arm out to the side. Exhale across the body. Inhale open. Exhale down. Inhale right. Exhale over. Inhale open. Exhale down. Inhale left. Exhale over. Inhale open. One more round. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale and left. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Let's go into our owl pose, our seated twist. Whether you're seated or standing, let's take the right hand to the left thigh. If you're seated on the floor, I said seated or standing, I meant on the floor or on the chair. Just take the left hand, if you're on the floor, reach it behind you and ground yourself down. If you're on a chair, just bring your left hand to the back of your chair for some support. Let's inhale tall. Exhale, take a twist to the left gently, perhaps looking over the shoulder. Just looking for whatever is comfortable for you today. Easing into it. Relaxing back to center. Now bringing the left hand to the right thigh, the right hand behind us to the floor or to the back of our chair. Inhale tall, exhale, take that twist. Gently, just finding whatever range you have today. Let's relax back to center. We're going to go into a little forward fold here. So if you're seated on the chair, you can just fold over your thighs. But if you'd like some support here, feel free to grab one of your cushions or pillows or whatever you're using today. Rest that there if you'd like to. If you're on the floor, just fold forward, reaching out through your fingertips. And on the floor, if you'd like to put something down to rest on. This is our restorative class, so we want to find ease. Just going to hold this forward fold for a few breaths. On our next inhale, we can slowly sit back up. Now, if you have a little strap or a belt you want to use for assist, go ahead and grab that. I've got one. And if you're on the floor, you have an option here to move onto your knees into a kneeling position, either sitting back on your heels or sitting up. We're going to practice Gomukhasana arms. That's our cow face pose arms. help open up and loosen the shoulders. So, if you're using a strap, let's just have it handy. I'll put the strap over my right shoulder. And if I'm on a chair, I want to slide forward a little bit so I've got room to reach behind my back. Shrug our shoulders up, roll them back and down, really opening those shoulders. And we'll sweep the right arm up. And we'll try to pat ourselves on the back. And we can grab onto that strap if we've got the strap there. Bring the left arm out to the side. Turn the thumb to point down. And then reach behind the back. Try to bring that left hand all the way around your waist if you can, as far as you can. And then bring it up to grab the strap. If you can reach your fingertips without using the strap, that's great. Just don't wrench your shoulders. If you don't have a strap and you can't reach, don't worry. Just bring that left hand to that right elbow. Pull back from there. I'm going to feel a stretch here in your triceps and your shoulder. Keep it easy. And breathe. Let's keep that lift in the sternum, that length in the spine. Couple of breaths, giving the body a chance to settle into our stretch. And release. And if we're using a strap, we can move it over the left shoulder this time. Let's again reset the shoulders, rolling back and down, sweeping the left arm up, patting the back, grabbing the strap, right arm out to the side, twist the thumb under. Wrap it all the way around. Try to slide it around your waist. Reach up as high as you can. Grab the strap. Pull down with the right hand so you feel the stretch on the left side. If you don't have a strap and you can't reach, again, just grab that elbow, pull it back. Feel the stretch here in the back of your upper arm on the left side. Keep sitting up tall. Keeping the spine stacked. Pressing up through the crown of the head. Couple of breaths and relax. All right, I'm going to put this aside for a moment. I'm going to move down to the floor, do our first restorative pose a little bit early in class, but I want to do a child's pose. So I won't need the chair for this one, but I will need a stack of bolsters, pillows, or cushions to fold forward onto. If I want padding under my knees, of course I can do that. If I'd like to roll something up behind my knees so I'm not like squeezing my knee joints quite as much, I could do that. In fact, I'll do it today to show you. Also, a favorite trick of mine is to roll up towels under the ankles, because the ankles can get locked out if you sit in child's pose for a long time. It can become uncomfortable at some point, so trying to avoid the uncomfortableness. I got my towels, I got my knees about as wide apart as the mat. I'm going to roll up a blanket in kind of a small roll, a thin roll. Just going to stick that behind my knees. This is just an option if it feels good to you. If it doesn't feel good, please don't do it. So I'll sit back. I'm going to pull my stack of stuff right up between my thighs here. Now I'm going to lengthen the spine, inhale and lengthen, and then walk my hands forward, folding down. I'm trying to keep my spine as much aligned as possible, so I'm not hunching and rounding a lot here. My support lets me keep a long spine. I can stack my hands, rest my forehead on my hands. I can grab my opposite elbows and rest my forehead on my elbows. If you'd like to turn your head to one side, go right ahead. And I will tell you to turn and I'll give you a cue in about 3 minutes to switch to the other side. So find whatever position is most comfortable for you. The eyes can softly close. Just come into the body, try to release any tension. Let those shoulder blades sort of melt, sliding down the sides of your body. Let your hips melt, soften the legs, relax the neck. Just try to feel fully supported and grounded. Come back to that breath awareness. Sink into it. If you have your head turned to one side, I invite you to switch sides now. We can deepen our breath. We can bring our hands down on either side of our cushions and press ourselves slowly up. We can move our props aside for a moment. Our next restorative pose, which we're not coming to right away, but we will in a couple of minutes, will be a supported bridge. So you'll want to have something like a block or a cushion to put under your sacrum to hold us up in our bridge, unless you just choose not to. You can do a normal bridge. You could also just put a folded blanket or towel just for a tiny bit of elevation. Supported bridge is a mild inversion. You can decide how much of that you want. Again, it's restorative, so we're not going to overdo it today. So I'm going to keep this block handy for myself. I'm also going to keep my strap handy because I like to strap my legs in when I do my bridge as well, but we'll get there. Let's find our way down to the mat, onto our backs for a moment. Just take a quick full body stretch to release those hips, open everything up after being in our child's pose for a few minutes. So let's inhale and extend out through our fingers and toes, lengthening through the entire body. And relax. Inhale and lengthen. And relax. And lengthen. Get a nice stretch and relax. While bending our knees, we'll plant our feet on the edges of our mat with our knees falling inward. We can windshield wiper from side to side. Nice and easy. Let's bring our feet in about hip width, and we'll cross the right knee over the left knee. Let the legs fall to the left, again with the right knee on top. We can bring our arms out to the side with our shoulder blades grounded, or we can also take both arms over to the right, so opposite of our legs. Turning our head to the right as well. Let's take 5 breaths here. And lifting our legs back to center and uncrossing. We can bring the left leg over the right leg, allowing the knees to fall to the right. Once again, arms can go out to the side, or we can drape our arms to the left this time, away from the legs. Turning the head away as well. Getting this gentle spinal twist for 5 breaths. Now lifting our legs back to center, we can uncross and plant our feet about hip width apart. Let's try to get our heels close enough to our backside that we can brush our heels with our fingertips. If you have a strap option here, to wrap that strap across the fronts of your ankles, just over the foot. Hold on here. We're going to do our normal bridge first. Let's inhale and lift the hips up. You can come till your hips are straight if you like, or you can arch the back more if you like, your choice. And exhale to lower down. Inhale, floating the hips up. Exhale, lowering down. For 3. For 2. Okay, I think we're ready for our supported bridge now. I'm going to take my strap and put it around my thighs. And I do this so that in my bridge, my legs feel supported, so I'm not worried that my legs are going to fall out to the side. They probably wouldn't anyway, but I just don't even want to feel that they would. So I'm just going to strap my legs. Not super tight, just enough that they're not going to fall out, and I know it. This is optional, so I've got my feet still close to my backside, about hip width apart. And I've got my block down here. So whatever you want to use, a block, a pillow, a blanket, a towel, or you can stay on the floor. Lots of choices. Just going to float the hips up and slide this under the sacrum, just at the bottom of the spine. Now, you can play with this. You can see, like with the block, you have 3 different levels you could play with. There's the low level, the medium level, and the high level. But I don't find the high level very restorative, so I'm going to come down to the low level today. And settle in. I can relax my arms. Arms could be down at your sides with palms up. They can come out to the side. You might find more sensation with your arms overhead. Whatever works today. Feel free to softly close the eyes. Come back to the breath. We'll be here for a few minutes, so settle in, relax. Feel free to make any adjustments you need to make. And then try to find the right position and try to just relax into it for several minutes. Deepening our breath once again. We can ground into our heels and our shoulders and float the hips up enough to remove our prop and lower back down. And if you were using a strap or a belt, we can remove that now as well. Let's draw the knees into the chest and we'll hug the thighs. Just rock the back out a little bit here, releasing it. We'll come to happy baby, bringing our arms in between our knees, grabbing the arches of our feet and pressing the soles of our feet toward the ceiling, drawing the knees down toward the floor, stacking the ankles over the knees, trying to roll the entire spine down onto the mat, and rocking side to side. And release the legs down. Let's roll onto one side, either side, and come up on the elbow so you're supported on your forearm. Now, just keep enough effort here that you're not slumping into your shoulder, but you're pressing down, keeping a little lift. Your top leg can extend forward. You can just plant that foot, whatever's comfortable. Top hand's going to reach back and grab the bottom foot. And we're going to kick the foot into the hand and open up the hip. This is our cat tail, cat grabbing its tail pose. I'm going to do this on the other side with my back to you next so you can see how it looks from the back side. But I'm just holding my bottom foot with my top hand and kicking my foot into my hand so I get some openness in my hip and quadriceps. Now release that. I'll switch to the other side. So again, on the elbow, resting with the forearm, enough effort to keep the shoulder active. The top leg can go out straight. You can plant the foot. The bottom leg bends. The top hand grabs the bottom foot. Then I kick the foot into the hand, opening up the hip. And relax. All right, let's sit up for a moment. Next up, we're going to do a wide leg forward fold. You can use the chair or not. If you don't have a chair, you'll need kind of a long bolster or a pile of stuff. One way to do this is the wide legs, let's put the toes pointing up, kneecaps pointing up, spine tall. And we're going to fold forward so we can rest our forehead on the bolster, keeping the spine long. So that's one option. But if you have a chair, I would say put something on the seat of the chair, a blanket or a pillow. And then take your wide leg around the chair, long spine. You might want to press into the floor to lengthen your spine and then fold forward, keeping the length. Again, you can stack your hands, you can grab your opposite elbows and rest your forehead on your forearms or on your hands. You could also sit on a blanket, by the way, if that would be more comfortable for you. Deepening the breath. Rise back up. If we're using a bolster, we can put that aside. We can scoot back from our chair. Let's just extend our legs and shake them out a little bit. All right. Next up, another inversion. This is going to be legs up the chair or up the wall, or you can do options without a chair or a wall. Let's start with the easy on the floor options. One option would be just to come back to constructive rest. You might want your feet wider apart so your knees are falling inward. You can hang out here. You could also strap your thighs if you want to. Another option, this would be more, I consider this a little bit more yin than restorative. You could do Dandasana, which is the legs up the wall without the wall. You could take a strap around the arches of your feet and hold here. And we'll be here for several minutes, so be mindful of that, but that's another option. Very similar pose. You could go to the wall and kind of follow the same instructions I'm going to give for the chair now. So first of all, I'm going to put down a blanket to sit on, and if I want something else for my head, I'll just keep that handy in case. I do want to put something on the chair just to kind of, soften the edges a little bit because I'll have my legs up there. And my friend the strap is going to go back around the thighs. So I'm going to put it around the thighs before I start getting in position. I'm going to keep it loose, and then once I'm in position, I can adjust it accordingly to make it tighter and snugger as I'd like to. All right, so I'm going to turn sideways to the chair or to the wall, and then I'm going to roll onto one side. Now, if I'm using the chair, I can kind of bring my legs around the chair here. If I'm against the wall, I have to keep my legs, clear of the wall, obviously. I'm going to lie down on my side, and then I want to scoot a little bit forward toward the leg of the chair on one side. So when I roll onto my back, I'll be centered. So I'll roll onto my back, and there I am. Legs up the chair, back supported, comfortable, legs comfortable. If I'm up the wall, same deal. I want to get my backside pretty close to the wall if I can. If I want a little support for my head, I can use that as well. Now I'm just going to pull the strap in slightly, just to make it snug enough that my legs feel supported, so I can just relax and enjoy the pose. And again, arms can be at my side with the palms up, arms can be out to the side, or arms can be above my head. Whatever feels best in the moment, whatever gives you the nicest sensation. And we can softly close our eyes. Of course, if you have an eye pillow or a washcloth you would lay across your eyes here, you can do that as well. This is a mild inversion, promoting blood flow to the brain. So we'll just settle into the breath. Always helpful to take a moment to scan the body. Feel if you have any tension, if anything feels like you're holding or gripping somewhere. Maybe you need to support something or strap something in so you feel like you can relax and release. So make those adjustments. We'll be here for a few minutes. Breathe and relax. Mm-hmm. Once again, deepening the breath, uncovering our eyes. If we have our legs strapped, it might be easier to unstrap them now. Put that aside. Then we'll just roll down from the chair or down from the wall. And we can move the chair away. Prepare now for our final relaxation, our Shavasana. I'm just offering run-of-the-mill Shavasana today, but if you'd like to roll up a blanket to bolster your knees or put a support under your head or neck, whatever you'd like is fine. Again, having that eye pillow or washcloth is a nice option to cover your eyes. So we'll make our way back down with whatever support we like. Let's take a moment to maybe adjust the hips or the shoulder blades or the head to find that nice length in the lower back and the neck. That may require that you prop your head up on a cushion or towel or blanket, whatever you need. We can cover the eyes if we like. Just floating the arms down to the side. Using our breath to release, relax, and melt down into the floor. Each inhale expands, each exhale sinks you more and more. Just feel the weight of the body. Feel all those points of contact where you're supported and grounded. Relax and melt. Try to release any tension. Let your feet just fall out to the side. Come back to that awareness of your breath. Just inhale and exhale. And if any stray thoughts wander through, feel free to just acknowledge them and let them pass on by. Just enjoy your Shavasana. Deepening our breath again. Bringing awareness back into the body. Wiggling fingers and toes. Circling wrists and ankles, one direction, and reversing direction. We might want to uncover our eyes and bend our knees and plant our feet so that we can roll onto one side. Stacking hip over hip and shoulder over shoulder. Staying here for just a couple of breaths. And then pressing ourselves back up to our comfortable seat. Bringing hands to heart center. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste.